The power and influence of media mogul Rupert Murdoch has been hotly debated throughout this election campaign. The Murdoch press accounts for around 2/3 of all daily newspapers sold in Australia, and the organisation has firmly thrown its weight behind the coalition. Rupert Murdoch's own life and career has inspired acres of print over the decades, some glowing, some not so much. And now another writer is having a go, Australia's best-known playwright, David Williamson. Lisa Whitehead reports.
What's the use of being a big frog in a small pond? Eh? Fine for my father, not for me.
Some people are so popular, so rich or so powerful they come to be known the world over simply by their first name. Rupert Murdoch is one of them.
Now I controlled something that all the politicians needed, coverage in an intelligent paper that set the political agenda.
I think Rupert is a pretty fearsome character. I mean, he wields enormous power and he inspires a certain amount of fear. Not a certain amount, quite a lot of fear. Our politicians, for many years, just did exactly what he told them.
The man the English dubbed the Dirty Digger is now 82. For 50 years, he's dominated and shaped the media and political landscape.
Time erases some of the deeds he's done. We forget them. And we forget that, to some extent, this election is a rerun of the '75 Whitlam election, when he absolutely had 5 anti-Whitlam articles on the front page of the Australian every day. And every photograph of Whitlam, as I say in the play, made him look like an axe murderer. But this time, it's just gone up another level. I mean, there are usually 10 anti-Labor articles on the front page.
Why should I support you?
Because we can't continue to be a second-hand society that's a pale and sad reflection of another hemisphere and another age.
It's no secret playwright David Williamson opposes what he sees as Rupert Murdoch's free market fundamentalism. But he says he had to push that aside if he was to make the character of Rupert live on stage.
It's no good doing the lefty playwright act and coming in and skewering Rupert on stage and bashing him around the head and telling the audience they've got to hate this man. So we thought the best way is to let Rupert have his head and present the case to the audience that he's one of the greatest human beings and benefactors of humankind that's ever lived.
I came to work on the Underground for the whole next week, just for the thrill of seeing the whole carriage opening the sun and staring at page 3.
It also puts Rupert, the son, the father and the husband to Wendy Deng and Anna Murdoch under the spotlight.
Anna was extraordinary. She was enormously loyal to him in public, but the evidence is that she really disapproved of some of the gutter journalism that he was doing.
Why didn't we get that story about the bigamist with the 2 artificial legs?
Because the Mirror gets tip-offs because they're nicer to the cops than we are, but I'm working on it.
Dame Elizabeth was a bit more forthright. she used to take her son to task quite often. She certainly made no bones about the fact that his Australian papers were sullying the family name.
We had to use every connection we had to get you into Oxford.
At 71, David Williamson is Australia's most successful playwright. He says he's survived the wrath of critics and what he calls the attack dogs of the Murdoch press.
It might be daunting for some writers to satirise Australia's most powerful man ever. But I've been thoroughly done over by his press already, so
You've nothing to fear.
I've nothing to lose. I mean, I'm one of those, according to him, those terrible inner-city cafe latte sipping, greeny disgraces to the Australian population.
Lisa Whitehead reporting.